So we're going to go through a few more minutes to interact here. Some housekeeping quickly. We'll have the slides. We're going to reflect on the day and then transition to homecoming or taking your takeaways back home. All right, next slide, Mallory. So again, we have a couple areas of feedback. Obviously, we've gotten great feedback and input across the days, but keep it up. And there is a specific short survey. Again, each day you do it helps. So if you didn't have a chance to do it yesterday, doing it today is fine. Or if you had a chance to do it yesterday, doing it again is fine. And again, we've gotten great feedback so far about both the process of the meeting as well as the content. So again, I've already gotten some suggestions about things to do at next year's annual meeting, but again, we'd love to hear from you. Next slide. So again, there are, however, formal processes, just like yesterday. I'm not going to read these totally, but there are 139, it looks like, still on the call. I don't know the exact proportion of people, but for the genetic counselors, again, you know the processes. You have to have logged in live to this webinar. And again, it's required that we're able to document your participation. So you'll need your NSGC user ID. And again, these are being provided through NYMAC at no charge. So it's worth thanking HRSA and all of the good work that the team has done to have this meeting supported. Next slide. All right, for those who are CME gurus and all, next slide. Again, this is provided to us through the work of ACMG and particularly the NCCC component that relates to NYMAC, and we've had to meet lots of rules. We appreciate those of you that have participated in this process. And again, you have to be honest about your attendance when you fill in those forms. I think those who do CME are familiar with this process. Next slide. And again, this will be coming up fairly soon. And again, you have to fill in that form, as you know, evaluation-wise to obtain the credits. Next slide. Again, the credits for CME come from the ACMG. And again, there are details on the welcome session slides and in the brochure. Again, my hope is that everybody has a chance to look at those and we don't overwhelm Alyssa, who very much deserves a break with emails right to start. Next slide. All right, so that survey will come out today. You'll get an email again about the CME and CEUs over this week, the rest of the week. And then again, access, again, we'll also provide you with that email. So again, we're trying to provide those links in the web, in the chat, as well as on the website. So again, you can also email us, but again, try to go through the instructions first, if possible, at the email that's at the bottom of the screen. Next slide. All right. So I want to just thank again our speakers, participants, the team that put this on, and the exhibitors. In review of today, we had the telegenetics talks by Danielle Lauder and Kathy Wibberly, learned about genetic tools for primary care and providers and families from Braylon Forsyth, journey to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands with Rosanna Sanchez, Coral Burgos, Yvonne Peterson, and Brenda Figueroa, and addressed access with Rosiane and Charité Ricker. We're grateful for exhibitors and the communication during lunchtime. This afternoon, Julian Savat, Dr. Nadia Falla, and Dr. Audrey Warmer shared strategies to enhance data sharing and telehealth. And Dr. Yvonne Keller-Gunther helped us consider the QI steps to take something we are doing or something new and move it forward. I, of course, support Yvonne's continued use of chocolate in small amounts. Hershey Kisses are 25 calories. I know that well. I actually know how many chips in, chocolate chips go into 25 calories, but we can talk later. So now is the time to continue our creative thinking together. And we're going to have try our tools. Again, I hope you've learned from these. I have had people comment already to me from other meetings how so much better this was in terms of interaction than many of the other meetings that they've attended virtually in this time. So let's keep it up for a few more minutes. So the Mentimeter question that is going to come up now, so if you go again out to the chat, is what is your main learning or takeaway from the meeting? suggestions on ways to increase access, available resources for many topics, how to collect data in a meaningful way, and cultural competency. And I should alert you as you're filling this in yourself and looking at it, we are going to go now to breakout groups and discuss these for a few minutes. Mallory, how long are we going to give people?
We'll be giving people 8 minutes.
At the 8 minute, the Fred 8 minutes here. So you remember what that's like. I think it's slowing down a little bit. All right, so let's go out to our breakout groups and coming back in 8 minutes. One more question. So kind of in the QI zone, et cetera here, and thinking about the process of this meeting and then into the rest of your lives as you step in the hallway next to where you have your desk at home. What's one action step you will take following this meeting? Again, we're hoping that, again, we'll hear from you through the Mentimeter. And again, if there are other sharings when we come back, we'll move into continuing conversation. So again, an action step you will do following the meeting. All right. Again, I guess I want to open it up to the NYMAC leadership team, the advisory group, et cetera. Is there any closing comment that anyone would like to make broadly? Obviously, we're enormously grateful. This has been a wonderful 2 days and all, and I think we've all learned a lot, heard stories that we want to share, new resources that we want to also share, and listen and act together. But anybody on the leadership team or advisory group wants to share before Erica takes us into continuing conversations?
I just want to thank so much all the speakers. As you guys know, we had some kind of last minute changes and hiccups to deal with. Maria Isabel yesterday was very kind to share her whole story with us about what happened. And you saw all the ways that the team came together, and Maria and Fred, to adapt to that situation. You know, we asked all of our speakers to really shake things up a little bit from the way they normally do it and become more interactive with you. So I'm really grateful to them, and I'm really grateful to everyone that was in the meeting for going with the flow as we did that. And I've certainly gotten a lot of feedback that people feel like that was really beneficial. So thank you for sort of experimenting with us and trying something new. I had a good time.
I agree. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to everybody that stayed on till the very end. We appreciate that as well, and stuck with us through the whole 2 days. So I appreciate your participation and your feedback.
And you'll be hearing from us.
Yeah.